You know what? I just don't think that any of us, including myself, truly understand the power that we have in creating our reality in our own life. And what I mean by that is, if we look out there, we, I've said over and over again that this is nothing but what we think in our mental state pushed out on the screen of space, and that every single thing that we see is our creation, and that everything that everyone else sees is their own creation, and really everything does not overlap. My stuff is not overlapping with your stuff. And if it is, then that's only because, we found some common vibrational ground in which we all agree. Like, okay, we agree that we're on the planet Earth that's going around the sun. And those are some very basic agreements and contractual agreements that we've put forth to create this physical experience. Now, beyond that, I think once we get here, we look out there and we see, okay, I got to go with the idea that we have gravity, because I don't really want to get thrown off the planet. And I'm okay with, the sun, where it is, and the earth revolving. I'm okay with all that. But now let's get into some specifics. So now we're talking about each individual life. And when we look out there and we start condemning other people and other religions and other things that people might want to experience, and that, we're doing that from our own personal perspective. In other words, well, I wouldn't like that, so they shouldn't like that. Well, that's not necessarily true. And it took me some time. I remember as a kid thinking, oh, they don't think like I do. And that was a shock to me. I said, what do you mean you don't want to be successful? You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that? No, they had no interest in that. They had other things in mind. I said, oh, well, that's interesting. Wow, that's something else. Now, here's an example, and we all know this is true, but some people really enjoy getting whipped while they're having a sexual experience. Now, what is it? BDSM? I don't know. Sadomasochism, whatever you want to call it. Some people love that. Some people like that a lot. I don't happen to be one of those. You may be one and you may not be. But see, there's an example right there of something that some people like that you may not like. But you can't say you can't do that. Why not? Because, well, they like it. That's what they want to do. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to create our own individual experience. They may change from that, or you may change to decide, well, gosh, maybe I want to try that and see what's so exciting about it. And you may try it and you say, oh, that's not what I thought. But, or it is what I thought and I don't like it. Anyway, the point is, we got to just let go of the judgment about what's going on out there. It's not that important. Why? Because it's not going to affect you unless you start putting your focus and frequency attunement to it. Then it will affect you. But if you say, oh, look, they're doing what they want to do, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm not going to get tied up in their frequencies, and I'm not going to, pay any attention to that, because I know that whatever I focus my attention on gets bigger for me in my life, or whatever I ignore does not. It kind of disappears out of my life. Or no, it will disappear out of my life. Or if I ignore it to a large extent, it never existed in my life. There's many things. There are many, many things that I don't know exist that I've never seen, and I don't know they exist, and I don't really care to know, and I don't want to know. Sorry, I gotta turn that off. And then, so the point again is, if everything exists, and everything does exist in this particular moment of now, which we talked about many, many times, and that's how we jump from parallel universe to parallel universe, then we can't change anything. Everything exists. We're not here to change anything. We're not here to fix the world. We're not here to alleviate hunger on the planet. There are that could have been done long ago by anyone who has the vibrational and the maybe the physical wherewithal to do it. But that's not why we're here. We're here to let people do what they want to do, which might be to experience hunger. It might be to experience bondage, whatever. But what we are here to do is decide what we want to do. Period. End of story. We're given our free will for that purpose, to decide what we want. Why? Because we're part of the diversity of all that is. And without us, we're not contributing to the all that is. The all that is could not be the all that is without you, without me, without each one of us. And so our purpose is to do what we want to do, create what we want to do within the confines of, what our structural agreements are in society, of course. And so otherwise then you get tied up in those, repercussions. But, focus on what it is you want to do. Ignore those things that you don't want to do. Ignore those things you don't find pleasing. Focus on the things that you do find pleasing, and you'll automatically parallel jump into those frequencies that match up for you. And that's how you create your perfect life.